What's going on, brothers? It's Let Me Tell You the Name. Got an video for you. As you're entitled, The Worst Ones, Part 4. Here goes. So, you brothers know about these old bitch-made simps, right? We know about them. But do you know about these old bitch-made crabs? You've probably ran into them in the workplace because they are bosses. They can also be your co-workers. These are the old, jealous, crusty motherfuckers who sabotage you when you're making too much progress. These individuals are called bitch-made crabs. They're not your elders. They're not my elders. They're your olders. And a lot of them are in the Black Manosphere, unfortunately. These are guys anywhere in their late 40s, 50s, and 60s who have an evil eye towards the youth. They have an evil eye towards the youth. So, let's say that you're a truck driver. You're green, you're fresh. And one of these old bitch-made crabs offers to show you the ropes and to train you. Then later on you find out that the methods that this individual is using are pretty dangerous. You find out that some of them are just downright stupid. They pose a safety issue. Well, that actually happened to me. When I was still fresh with my CDL, I was moving furniture. I was the driver and the casual laborer. And one of these bitch-made crabs asked me if I could back the truck up using one mirror. And I told him that actually, when you back the truck up, you need two mirrors. And because he was the crew leader, I had to do what he said. Back the truck with one mirror. I managed to get it right. But for him, it wasn't good enough. And then, as I stuck with this crew leader for a few more days, it became all too apparent that this individual, yeah, he had an evil eye towards the youth. This guy turned out to be an old pookie. And I didn't see it coming. Well, I learned my lesson that day. Then about a year later, same job, I got paired up with a gentleman who was 50 years old. This individual looked like he was in his late 30s, but apparently he was 50 years old. I didn't know anything about his background, where he came from, but this particular individual was pretty shady. One afternoon, when I was doing some OT, this 50-year-old gentleman, this 50-year-old bitch-made crab decided to slack off and start watching a TV show through his smartphone. This individual ended up dropping his cell phone in the side panel of the car, of the truck, basically. He dropped his cell phone in the side panel of the box truck. Now, I was going to help him get the cell phone out of the side panel, but this dude took a piece of rebar, like this, like a metal rod. He took a piece of a metal rod of the rebar metal, and he tore open the area where his phone had dropped in. Basically, his phone dropped, and then he got his cell phone out, and then when we had gotten back to the warehouse that night, I had to put like blue tape over the area where he had tore open the side. So the boss jumped down my throat and asked me what happened. I told him it wasn't me. In fact, the 50-year-old gentleman that was with me distinctly told me not to tell anybody. He said, hey, don't tell nobody, don't tell nobody. He said that. And apparently, as I continued to work with this gentleman, I found out that this dude used to be a thief. Yeah, another Pookie. Used to be a thief. And the reason why he looked like he was 39 years old despite being 50 years old is because he spent a sizable portion of his life in prison for larceny. After that, after I got another job, I decided to be very skeptical when I'm working with older gentlemen. Very skeptical. Some of them might seem like they're just, like they're okay people. Others are bitch-made crabs. They're jealous of you. They want to see you fall. Now, outside of the workplace, when you're on top of your game and they start asking questions and you tell them how well you're doing, the bitch-made crab will start taking jabs at you or insist that you start pursuing relationships. Maybe you need some peace leave. And they'll do this because they know that if you get distracted from the hunt and you choose to chase peace leave instead of chasing the bag or getting the bag, it will ruin your fucking life. This is why they do this. And you have some bitch-made crabs who insist that you get your feet wet dealing with certain hoochies. And they'll say this even though they themselves already know that these bitches are bad news. They're not worth dealing with. They'll ruin your life. But the method to their madness is that they're driven by envy. These individuals are jaded. They're unaccomplished, and they want to spread the misery to somebody else. And as I said in my preview, these bitch-made crabs don't have to be poor. Some of them are rich. Like Steve Harvey's sorry ass. Yeah, Steve Harvey. Mr. You should be honored to date these single mothers. Don't ask them what they should bring to the table. What do you bring to the table? This individual actually bought his wife. You hear what I said? He didn't marry his wife, he bought his wife. But for him to try to lecture young men, inflict shit to young men, he's wrong for doing that. You see, his stepdaughter is a 304. So that pretty much means that as a stepfather, he's a failure. But he can lecture young men, right? He can flick shit to youth. These bitch-made crabs, like these bitch-made simps and these olders who have a problem with the youth, have evil towards the youth, they are to be avoided like the plague because they're the worst ones. You know what I say? They're the worst ones because you'd think that their age didn't know better. But unfortunately, when some of them get old, they grow jaded, they grow bitter, and they need someone to destroy. So they look to the youth. Take heed, brothers. Take heed. If you ever run across any of these olders who you suspect are bitch-made crabs, stop talking to them. You hear? Leave them be. You've been warned. This is Mgtow. That's all I got for you. Like the video, like, share in the commentary, feel free to subscribe. If you want to donate, visit my channel, you find a tip jar on the upper right hand side of the screen. This is plus icon. Right, fam? Right, brethren? You know what's real? Your routine. Go on with them. SYSPM. As for these bitch-made crabs, these bitch-made simps, and these crusty, dried-out relics who have an evil eye towards the youth, give them nothing. This has been Mgtow PSC. Welcome to state. See you soon.